Hi everybody, just wanted to record a little video for this week, and it's just a follow on from the workshop that I held last week, which was for Mindfulness for Stress Management. And I just wanted to maybe help people who were at the workshop be reminded of what we covered, and also for those of you who couldn't attend, that maybe this might be a little bit interesting for you. So in my experience as a coach and as a mindfulness meditation instructor, I've discovered that one of the things that mindfulness is so useful for is its ability to help us to know ourselves. And so for me, one of the things that causes us to experience a lot of stress is the fact that we're trying to avoid particular emotions or particular feelings. And so a lot of the time we go into maybe a hyper mode, or we might start excessive planning or overthinking or excessive worrying because we're trying to avoid a particular experience. Now, I know for me personally, one of the things I find that causes my stress is that I start to plan. And part of the reason that I'm planning is I'm often avoiding the feeling of what it feels like to be embarrassed or to feel foolish. And so once I start to acknowledge that, then it makes it easier for me to allow myself to avoid the trap of perfectionism and allow myself to just simply be as I am. And if I make mistakes, I make mistakes. And so one of the things that mindfulness does is it trains us. So the first thing is that it trains us to focus. We can do that through counting meditation, noticing our breath. The second thing it does is it allows us to become aware of the types of thoughts we have. So maybe our thoughts are repetitive. Maybe we focus on the same things over and over. Maybe we find that when we're stressed that we think in a particular way. And by sitting in silence, we're able to acknowledge and notice what types of thoughts. Are they types of thoughts of worry, of focusing on the past, or of planning? And the last thing we can start to do is become aware of how we think in relation to ourselves. Is it a particular feeling that you're avoiding? Is it a particular trigger that puts you in a situation where you start to worry more? So in fact, when we sit in silence and we're aware of the types of thoughts we have, we can then become aware of the types of emotions that we have. And when we can identify the types of emotions that we have, we start to realize what it is we're trying to avoid. And so it may be avoiding embarrassment. It may be avoiding feeling helpless. So therefore we may go into a control phase in our life. It may be avoiding feeling overwhelmed or feeling insecure or feeling unsafe. But as long as we're avoiding the feelings and acknowledging that that's what our experience is, then the greater our experience of stress. So if you don't meditate, but you have a few minutes to maybe sit for a few moments, see if you can notice the types of thoughts you have. And when you're experiencing any level of stress, can you notice if those thoughts recur, if there is a particular pattern? And if there is a pattern, maybe you can identify what feelings you're trying to avoid. And if we're kind and we nurture ourselves more and understand that we're not perfect and that it's okay for us to have imperfections, then it's easier for us to acknowledge our emotional state. And in doing that, then decrease our levels of stress. Thanks for watching. See you again.